The devil only moved the stake. Long ago, in a quiet village surrounded by green fields and small farms, a strange family was passing through. It was the devil and his sons. They had decided to leave the village and continue their journey somewhere else. As they walked along a narrow road, the devil suddenly stopped. His sons looked at him. "Father, why did you stop?" The devil pointed toward a small house beside the road. "Look carefully," he said. "I am going to teach you something." Near the house, a woman was sitting beside a cow. She was milking the cow while her little baby was sleeping nearby. Everything seemed peaceful. The devil smiled. "Watch what happens when you make one small change." He walked quietly toward the cow. Beside the animal was a wooden stake holding a rope in place. The devil simply moved the stake. That was all. He did not touch the woman. He did not touch the baby. He did not even touch the cow. He only moved the stake. But a few moments later, the cow became frightened and suddenly pulled away. The woman screamed and tried to control the animal. The noise woke the baby. People from nearby houses came running to see what had happened. In the confusion, the cow knocked over some things outside the house and ran toward the road. The baby's mother blamed one of the neighbors for frightening the animal. The neighbor became angry. "I didn't do anything," he shouted. Soon, people began arguing. One person blamed another. Then another person joined the argument. Within minutes, a simple accident had turned into a serious conflict. The devil's sons watched in silence. One of them asked, "Father, is this what you wanted?" The devil smiled. "Keep watching." The argument continued. People who had nothing to do with the original accident began taking sides. Old disagreements that had been forgotten for years suddenly came back. One family accused another family. Friends stopped speaking to each other. Neighbors who had lived peacefully side by side for many years became enemies, and all of it had started with one tiny action. One of the devil's sons looked at his father with amazement. "But father, you barely did anything." The devil laughed. "Exactly." He pointed toward the village. "I didn't start a war. I didn't force anyone to fight. I didn't tell them to hate each other." He paused. "I only moved the stake." The devil continued. "Sometimes you don't need to create a big problem yourself. You only need to make a small change and let people's anger, pride, jealousy, and misunderstandings do the rest." The sons finally understood the lesson. The devil turned around and continued walking. After a few steps, he looked back at the village one last time. "Remember this," he said. "A small action can have a big consequence." Then he disappeared down the road with his sons. The village eventually became quiet again, but the people had learned a painful lesson. Sometimes the biggest problems do not begin with something big. They begin with something so small that nobody notices it: a word, a rumor, a lie, a misunderstanding, a little jealousy, or one small action that someone believes will cause no harm. And when the consequences begin, people often forget where it all started. They only see the disaster. They don't see the hand that moved the stake. So remember, be careful with small actions, because you may think it's nothing, but sometimes all it takes is one small move to change everything.